Everyone, thanks for coming out on this rainy Monday afternoon. Next week, I'm sure you'll want to be here for this, but next week we're going to have the police department here, we're going to have the fire department here, and we also are going to have the neighborhood watch group here. So it'll be an action-packed one for next week, so I look forward to having you there. So as usual with our programs, we always start with our vision statement. We will continue to be a growing resort retirement community and will be one of the best value master plan communities in the U.S. The Fairfield Glade Community Club will continuously improve the resort lifestyle experience while fostering and promoting a strong sense of community. I hope as newcomers now, y'all are all feeling this part of this now since you're here. And of course, our core values are very important to us. Number 8 today is the one we're going to focus on. Maintaining sound financial management for stability and future investment. 97% of our residents agree with that. We're not too worried about the 3% that's not going to agree with that statement. You kind of wonder, don't you? But anyway, in just a few minutes, I'm going to turn it over to Bruce Cox, our treasurer. Bruce does an outstanding job for us. This isn't a part-time job, what he does. It's a full-time job being a treasurer of Fairfield Glade. And Bruce always does it with a great attitude and a smile on his face. Bruce, take it away. Yeah. You want to?
I'll use this one.
Okay.
Good afternoon. The pay reflects my energy around being treasurer. Somebody actually asked me one day, how much did the board members get? I said, well, last time I looked, nothing, but so be it. Okay, I want to talk to you about finance and have a young lady here who will talk about member services when we get to that point. Fairfield Glade Community Club is a 501c4 organization. It's an organization that's tax exempt from federal income taxes on income earned and raised related to their exemption purposes. The definition of 501c4, if you look it up on the Internal Revenue Service guidelines, is an organization is operated exclusively for the promotion of social welfare if it is primarily engaged in promoting in some way the common good and general welfare of the people of the community. Sounds like a governmental statement, doesn't it? But basically what that means to us is that anybody can come in here and use our facilities if they're willing to pay for the, I mean, if you live in Cookville and you want to come play golf, you can come play golf. Now we have different rates for people who come from outside to play golf or use our marinas or use the racket center. But because we're a 501c4, we are literally open to the public as far as use of our facilities. This is the organization of the finance organization, and if you're at the annual meeting on Friday, I said this and I mean it. The finance department is the most important department in Fairfield Glade. Why? Because they take all of our money in and they manage it through our guidelines, and then they pay it out. They watch our money, and so to me, they absolutely are the most important department that we have. Right now, the Director of Finance position is open, and we are in search of filling that. Our Financial Operations Manager is here, Amy Kincaid, and our Controller, Angie Clanton, is here. And those two ladies are indispensable to me. If I need something, they just provide it happily, right? Okay. So that's the department. Thousands and thousands of transactions on a regular basis. It's amazing if you knew what was going on inside that department, what they do. So it's a very valuable department to me. I want to go over income sources. Where's your money? Where's your money come? Where's your money come from? It comes from you. Where's it go? What do we use it for? Operation income is used to support operations. You pay, if you're on sewer, you pay $30 a month. If you build a home and you tap into the sewer system, you pay $6,600 a month, which is a one-time fee, and those two support our operations. It's just day in, day out operations. Then you have capital. Capital, being different from operations, supports future development. Where do we get our money for capital? Availability fees. If you are, and we've done a lot of this recently, if you're on a street that doesn't have sewer and we put sewer in, you will be charged, if you own a lot, a one-time fee of $17.85. That helps us pay for the installation of the sewer system that's down your street. The capacity fee, when you tap onto the sewer system, you pay a fee of $1,460 that is paid when a new home is connected. And the reason is that we put that in a reserve so that as more and more homes come here, we can expand the capacity of the sewer treatment facility to handle the additional sewer demands. So that's where we get all the money to operate the sewer department. The sewer department is totally separate from the POA. Those monies do not cross from one to the other. It's totally kept separate. It's a business unto itself. And if you were here, which you were, for Bruce Evans' presentation on sewer, it is managed extremely well. Bruce Evans does a tremendous job in managing it.
So if you add all those up, it's about $10,000.
Let me go back. If a sewer is going down your street, yeah, you pay that to get the sewer down the layer. You pay that to get a tap into it, and then or capacity, and then that. So yeah, add that up. That's 98.45. See, that's why she's here. 98.45, close to 10. So that's it. Yes. Yeah, in fact, we are expanding sewer in different areas because some houses are being built. And when you run it down there, there may be a lot that somebody doesn't have any intentions on paying and building for 5 years. They pay that fee. It's part of this. Everybody pays the fee, yes. Now, they don't pay the capacity fee until they tap onto it. And we just changed our process with that so that when we are planning on doing it, we are sending letters out to all the potential people who would pay, telling them that we're getting ready to put it in. They need to give us some feedback. One of the things we get concerned about is that sometimes realtors and builders know ahead of time that we're doing it, and they try to go in and buy the lots maybe before we put it in, because the lot's not worth nearly what it was after we put sewer in. And so we're notifying all of our residents ahead of time so that if somebody comes to them and say, hey, we'd like to buy your lot, they understand that their lot's worth more when this project's done than it was before. So we're trying to give the residents a head up. Yes, sir.
Does the $6,600 include the cost of the grinder pump?
No, that yes, it does. We install the grinder pump, and then we maintain it. If you have a problem with your grinder pump, whenever, you just call and we fix it. That's part of that. The fixing part's part of the $30. The installation's part of this. Property owners, your monthly assessment for POA is $70. 75% of that goes towards operations. Amenity fees for people using golf, racket sports, etc. That goes to operations. So operations is supported by those two incomes: the monthly assessment that you pay, and then the amenity fees. Capital, where do we get capital from? It's 25% of your assessments. It goes to capital, and those two numbers we cannot use capital to support operations. The CNRs are clear about that. And we place money into capital is to be used for capital. The other source of capital income is amenity reserve fees. When you bought your property, you paid an amenity reserve fee. And that's to help us continue to improve and upgrade and add to the amenities. And again, that goes in a reserve, and we cannot use it for anything other than our amenities. And then we have gains on property sales and investment income as well. Right now we have $9.1 million invested. So we have some investment income as well. Any questions on where your $70 income is used, how it's used? Now, the interesting part is we have, in operations, we have right now a $3 million operating reserve. If we wanted to, we could take some of that money and spend it on capital. But you can't take capital money and spend it on operations.
So the investment income, what money is that?
We have $9.1 million invested across banks across the country. That's capital. That's purely that's purely capital. We own lots, and we sell them. Yeah, and we get them back, and then we sell them. And quite frankly, this year we've probably sold more than we have in 2-3 years. We get our value. We sell A lots, which are lots that have street and sewer. We sell those for $5,000. A B lot that either has a street or sewer, we sell those for $3,000, and right, $3,000. And then C lots we sell for $1,500, $1,000, because they have no road, no sewer. Now it's interesting. A lot of people will buy C lots. They tend to buy them from the county because you can get them for a couple $100 from the county, so that they can use our facilities at reduced rates. Never have any intentions. I know a couple guys I golf with. They live in the area. One lives at Tansy, and he bought a lot from the county for $250, and so he can come here and play golf for reduced rates. So there's lots of folks that do that as well. I want to take you through the budget process. We're in that middle of that now. I don't think people have an appreciation for what it takes to put the budget together. We start the capital project way back in the first quarter of each year. The operating budget begins in the July timeframe with the senior management team starting to put their projected budgets together for the following year. The lead team and the financial advisory committee are involved in the preparation of that. We have a financial advisory committee that's made up of 7 residents that work with Amy and myself on the budget. And so there's many hours between the finance department itself, the lead team, and the financial advisory committee putting together a proposed budget. That proposed budget is presented to the board. We'll do that next month in October at our board meeting. And the board will then decide what the final proposed budget looks like. That proposed budget will be presented by me in the town hall, and put this date down, November 15th at 3 o'clock at the center. If you're interested in what we're going to propose next year for the budget, please come to that. We'll go into detail, and you can ask any questions you'd like to ask. And if I can't answer them, I'll have my 2 resident experts here help me out. And then, according to the CNRs, once that proposed budget is presented, it needs to be out there for the residents to review for 30 days before the board votes. All that feedback comes to me. And then I sit down and review all that feedback with the board. And then in the December board meeting, the board will make adjustments according to the feedback we get and vote on what the budget will actually be. And then that gets posted out on the website as well. It's a long, arduous, intensive process. The board, John can speak to this. John's just finished up his first year on the board. When he got elected and Greg Jones got elected last year at this time, I had him over to my house. And we spent several hours going across the budget, and their little eyes just kind of glazed over. It's not a straightforward budget. It's not a straightforward process, but there are hundreds of hours put into that process. The board takes very seriously the fact that we are taking your money and spending it. We don't take that lightly like some people do. And the other thing we don't take lightly is when we increase assessments or we increase amenity fees. Those are all based on, you'll hear, if you come to the meeting on the 15th, you'll hear me, if it's still an if we have an assessment increase, you'll hear me explain to you how we got there. And you can ask questions about how we got there. Last year, we raised the assessments $4. $1 of that, 25% goes to capital. The $3 went to support the increase in wages that we did across the board for our employees, so we can keep our employees here. And that didn't pay for all of it. We actually made up some of that increase through efficiencies in the budget itself. And so we'll go through that process again, and I will explain in detail, if we have an assessment increase, how we got there. Okay, any questions on that? Because we're going to go to member services, but you can ask questions at the end as well. So I'm going to turn this over to Amy. She does member records. She knows all this, and I don't know much about it. So there you go.
So I just do this?
Yeah, just yeah, go for it.
Member services falls under finance because you can't hear me. That's great. Can you hear me now? Did you turn closer? Oh. Member services is where the property starts. So when you bought your property, you actually met one of the employees. They set up your member card, gave you an ID, preferred card, all of that. They also will update our system for your property. We record the deeds. They set up the billing for you, whether or not you're on annual, quarterly, monthly, that kind of a thing. So they issue your member cards. I hope everyone's come in, got the picture that they liked, all that kind of a thing. They also answer all the questions that you have about invoicing, the website. The major question we get over there is, I've tried to log in, I can't log in, kind of a thing. They've got some cheat sheets. They can reset your passwords for you. But they are kind of my subject matter experts on the member side of the website. They also handle lot mergers, voluntary lot transfers, and the lot purchases. Lot mergers, there are 3 different reasons that you would merge your lots. One is you're getting ready to build a house across the property line. One is you want the green space for Bambi and the chipmunks and everything. And then the other is you are on septic and you need that second lot for the secondary septic system. The voluntary lot transfers, that is, you mentioned earlier, the delinquent lots. We have a major effort going on that as somebody starts to go delinquent, we try to get the property back before the county gets it, because we will have a cleaner title. We are able to sell it a little bit more, that kind of a thing. And then lot purchases, Bruce is right, this year has been kind of crazy. Normally we'll sell maybe 1 lot a month. Right now we're averaging 3 a month. So it's a little crazy.
Is there a fee for a lot, combining a lot?
The lot merger, there is a 5 times the annual assessment on that lot. So if it's an A-tiered lot, you're looking at $4,200. And the reason that we do that is once this lot is merged, the revenue for that lot is permanently gone. So we collect 5 times, almost 5 years worth, if you want to look at it that way, in advance to kind of compensate for the revenue loss that we're going to have in the long term. And so it's also associated with that, which you don't do through us, you have to have the lot resurveyed. And so the surveys run, from what I'm hearing, $300 to $800, because what they're having to do is redraw your lot now without that line in between.
So that means that doesn't add to the value of your current property?
Now, value is totally different. So when you merge these lots,
So you're going to be getting revenue from the additional value added?
No. So if you own 2 lots, your house is on one and you own the adjacent, you're paying $70 for lot 1, $70 for lot 2. Once you merge these, you're paying $70 for both. So we don't prorate the second lot into that annual fee. You still have a question? Looks like we still have a question in forming.
I'm just wondering what, no, I don't.
Now, the county's a different story when it comes to the taxes.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, the county taxes is going to be different. When you do the lot merger and you do the survey, our CNRs and the county requires a lot merger agreement and a recorded survey. I will file that on behalf for you. That way I can guarantee that the county records and Fairfield records are the same. The county will then contact you to talk about what your new tax assessment is going to be.
Which is going to be higher because you have another lot.
But it should be less than the two individually. All right, these are the type of lots that we have here. We have the A tier that Bruce kind of talked about earlier. This is where your homes, condos, home under constructions. This has a hard surface road and sewer. Your B tier has a road or sewer, and C has none of the above. You'll see some different, some of the reports you'll start to see, they'll have all the different property types over there, so I kind of broke it down. Right now, we have homes on sewer, there's 4,247. And so you can kind of see the count for each type of lot that we have. 18,129. That number is embedded in my head forever. Actually, it used to be 18,127, but some lots just got replotted, so I'm having to get readjusted to this.
We're looking at finding a lot adjacent to us, that's actually in the contract. And I was told that it's an A lot.
Okay.
Where's the sewer? Is it in there? Is it in the survey somewhere? Or-
The sewer should be part of the survey. If it's an A lot, you're either within the 300 feet or sewer is actually in front of the lot, and all you have to do is tap onto it. Right. We don't do the taps or anything until the construction begins. So. Another thing that falls under the finance umbrella, which is kind of a little bit different than member services, is our post office. There is a post office in the Village Green Mall. The hours are Monday through Friday, 4 to 8, and then 8 to 2 on Saturday. Just to remind you, we process outgoing mail. We do get mail in, but it's for the post office boxes. What you get to your mailbox on the street is not coming from that post office. It is coming from the downtown Crossville. So keep that in. Well, 4 to 8, we sleep a little different than you do. Yes, 8 to 4. Sorry, I didn't proofread that one well enough. The other services, they do track the packages, sell the stamps. There are 3 notaries over there if you ever have to have something notarized. And then, of course, we can copy, fax, print, anything like that for you, too. And they have a huge collection of puzzles. We're selling puzzles left and right. So. You're welcome. That's the end.
This will be posted out on the website too, so if somebody wants to see it, they can take a look at it themselves. Now, John, you post the video. Do you also post the PowerPoint?
We'll have a video up later this week.
Do you post the PowerPoint as well, though?
PowerPoint and video.
Okay, so you could actually copy the slides off of off of there as well. Okay. Questions? Yes, sir.
You were talking about tap fees. If you were to add a bathroom, is there a fee there?
No, there's not. Any other questions?
Can you go back to the very first slide, which will show what the corporation is?
That's okay. Just a click away here, or 2 or 3, or... This one?
No, the one before.
Yeah.
501c, does that mean that I can deduct off my taxes what I paid? To a 501c?
I don't think so. It's not a 501c3. It's a 501c4.
Good try.
That's a great question, though. But no, we're not.
It's not illegal until you get caught.
We're not a charity. That's why I pointed out we're a social welfare institute. We're not a charity. Anything else? Okay, John, turn it back to you.
I think that's it. We'll hang around if you got some individual questions. If not, we'll see you next week for the police department, fire department, and neighborhood watch. So we expect a big crowd for that. So again, thanks for coming out on a rainy day. And this is number 9 of 13, so we're almost to the finish line. So yeah. So thank you again for coming out.